Before the video starts, I just want to tell you guys to please subscribe to the channel for more NBA content like this. I post 2 videos a week on all things NBA basketball, so if that's something you're interested in, I would appreciate the support. Also, please be sure to leave a like on the video. That helps a lot with helping this channel grow. Anyways, back to the video. What's going on, guys? It's Mazir, and today I wanted to do something a little bit different from my other videos where I usually do top 5s and stuff like that. I wanted to take the time today to just talk about my favorite team, the Chicago Bulls, and everything that's been going on with this franchise recently, because there's been a lot going on and it's been a roller coaster of emotions. And that's an understatement. So no, this isn't like a structured video at all. I don't have a script for this either. I'm basically just going to ramble on about the team, my thoughts on the current situation, and just on everything going on. So if you're a Bulls fan like myself, then you understand just how disappointing of a season it was this year, and also just how terrible head coach Jim Boylen has been for the past few years, and also how destructive the GarPax leadership was for so long. The Bulls have been a laughingstock for the NBA for years now, and it's a shame considering just how historic the franchise is. I mean, think about it. If it wasn't for Michael Jordan, the Bulls would be on the same level as the Knicks in terms of being like a joke in the NBA. But hey, because of that run in the 90s, we can proudly say that we're not the Knicks. But that doesn't take away from the fact that the Bulls have been pretty awful for these past few years, and for a while it looked like there was no hope, but you know, it all changed. After the season, we learned that GarPax steps down and the Bulls hire Arturas Karnisovas from the Denver Nuggets. And this was a big deal because he was the guy who got Jokic and Bobo and many others to that Nuggets team, and look at where they are right now. They're a top team in the West. They also fired their head athletic trainer who's been there for a while, and he was just not great either. So to see him go was also good news. And after that happened, there was a stretch that it looked like they were actually going to keep Jim Boylen. But not only were they only going to do that, they were also thinking about options to trade Zach LaVine and even Lauri Markkanen. I know the New York Knicks and the Nets were considered for any LaVine trade, and they had all these different scenarios because of it. And the thought of Jim Boylen staying with the Bulls and getting rid of LaVine and Markkanen or others would have been destructive to the franchise, and I probably would not even consider myself a Bulls fan if that happened. But hey, we got some hope, and Jim Boylen got fired I think a week or 2 ago, and oh my god, after that, I remember I woke up that morning and the first thing I do is always check Twitter just to make sure there's anything going on in the news and stuff, because 2020. And the first thing I see is the Woj tweet that says the Bulls have fired Jim Boylen. And at first, for a split second, I thought that someone changed their account name to Adrian Wojnarowski and they put their thing so that they can put it on there to fake everybody. But I checked and it had the check mark, so I knew that it was real, and I had to wait for more sources to come out. And then it was just, I was so happy. And to wake up to that news too, it just brightened my day. It just made that whole day great. I was in such a good mood knowing that we were going to have some new and actual change to Chicago, to the Bulls, after years of just terrible disappointment. So after Boylen got fired, the hope was there, and I just felt ecstatic. And you can ask any Bulls fan on this platform or anywhere, and you can tell how excited they are. I mean, if it wasn't for COVID and stuff, there probably would have been a parade in Chicago celebrating Boylen getting fired. I mean, it was just so refreshing and exciting that they did it. But also, and I think this is important to bring out too, because at the same time, this is also kind of the bare minimum. I mean, think about it. Jim Boylen was terrible at his job, and he should have been gone a while ago. But I mean, better late than never, I guess. I'm not going to complain now that he's gone. Alright, so I'm recording this about an hour and a half after the draft lottery, and I was praying to not get a 7th pick because all the market, all the lottery things, all the mock drafts, the betting markets, they all had the Bulls at number 7. And I was thinking, alright, well, that's 4 years in a row that the Bulls got a 7th pick. Now, to be fair, the 7 picks that we've gotten haven't been bad. It's just that we're tired of staying in the same spot. We did get Markkanen, we did get Wendell Carter, and we did get Kobe White. Those are good pickups, and I'm not mad about those picks at all, but I was just hoping that we could move up and get some actual better talent. So seeing that the Bulls were supposed to get number 7, I was really disappointed. But we were talking about the Knicks earlier. The New York Knicks saved us because they had a higher percentage of getting the number 1 pick than the Bulls, and they went to number 8. So once that happened, the Bulls moved right up to the top 4. And that, oh my God, I'm still happy, like so happy that happened. And I love that the Knicks were the one who gave it to us, because if they didn't get the number 8 pick, we would have jumped up. We would have still been at the 7th pick maybe. So for the Knicks to go down, it shot us back up to the top 4. God, it's so good. And I love that the Knicks got the slander for it too. We've gone through a lot as Bulls fans, but I can proudly say that we're not the Knicks. I can't imagine being a Knicks fan right now, man. Oh, the pain. But yeah, we have the number 4 pick in the draft this year, which I'm very happy about, because there are some really good picks that are there. Obviously, we can trade up if we want to. I don't think there's a real reason for that. I've seen already scenarios where the Bulls could trade Wendell Carter and the number 4 pick to move up to get number 2, so that they can get like Anthony Edwards or even like James Wiseman. But I don't understand that logic at all, because Wendell Carter Jr. to me, and I still have hope for him despite the injuries, he's such a talented player already. And I think that with this new leadership and new player development, I think he can really grow, and I think he could have an incredible year this season. So I do hope that he stays, because I think there's a lot of potential there. So with the number 4 pick, the mock drafts that already came out, I'm honestly I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm kind of disappointed in. Denny Ajiva, I don't know how to pronounce his last name. Denny Ajiva, I don't know how you pronounce it. But yeah, he's a guy from Israel. He was on the radar for the Bulls for a while now, so it looks like he might be available at the number 4 pick, assuming the top 3 would go Anthony Edwards, LaMelo Ball, and James Wiseman. I would have loved if we got LaMelo Ball, because I think that would have been a perfect fit for the scenario right now, because we don't need another big man. We don't need Anthony Edwards. We don't need James Wiseman. We have Wendell Carter. So I think that if we had gotten LaMelo Ball, that would have been a really good pick. And I think that him being in a big market like Chicago would have been great for the Bulls franchise as a whole. But I mean, we never know. Is there any chance that LaMelo could fall to number 4? I don't think so, but if it's there, then it's there, and that's great. But the way it looks like right now, we're gonna have Denny Ajiva, and that if we get him, that's really good, because from what I understand, he is sort of a wing player. He can shoot really well. He has a good inside presence. He's a good rebounder. So I think that's a good core to have, because we already have such a talented young core, and now we have new leadership, and now we're gonna have this number 4 pick, and I'm gonna just assume right away that it's gonna be Denny. It probably won't be. There's some things can happen, we never know, but just from my guess, it's gonna be him. So I think that the Bulls right now are in a really good position. Are we gonna shoot up to the playoffs right away next year? I don't think so. I don't think we're considered to be a playoff team yet. We could make a push for the 8th seed, I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, I would love to see it, but I think the way the team is set up right now, I like it right now. We have a young core, we're very talented, we have basically anything we need. We have an all-star type player in Zach LaVine. We have Kobe White, who I think can really develop well. We have Lauri Markkanen, who had a very bad year this past year, even though he was hurt. I think Lauri Markkanen is going to have a breakout season. I think he's due for one, because his first 2 seasons were very, very promising. And I think that this year, after getting hurt and barely being able to play, I think that now that he's going to be healthy and having new leadership and new people around him, I think that's going to take him to the next level, and he's going to have a great year. So I think having Lauri Markkanen is going to be great. I don't think we have Otto Porter, but I really don't see the need for him right now. I do get that he's a good, a decent, I guess you can say, veteran voice in the locker room, but I don't think that's all that important. I think we have a great group of young guys who can take this team to the next level through development. What did I talk about everything else? I feel like I touched on most of it, but Oh yeah, the coach. So I talked about Boylen getting fired, but so who do the Bulls get as their head coach? From what I've read, and I've obviously done a lot of research on this after Boylen got fired, because the Bulls were really eyeing on Adrian Griffin, who I believe right now is the assistant coach for the Raptors. And if you saw him head coach that one game in the bubble, I can see why the Bulls were eyeing him. He seems like a guy who could be a really good coach in a good environment. But some stuff came out, some allegations. I'm not going to speak on it, but yeah, some allegations came out and the Bulls automatically dipped him from the qualifications or from the list. So I think that's, I feel like that's kind of out there now. But now I feel like the best move right now is, and it looks like they're probably going to do it, is get Kenny Atkinson, who honestly would be a perfect fit for this young Bulls team, because think about what he did in Brooklyn. He took a Nets team that had one all-star type player like D'Angelo Russell and a bunch of people around him who weren't really considered great players. But the way he was there and the young and exciting, he was such an exciting coach. He brought a new different type of energy to the team. And that team ended up making, I believe it was the 6th or 7th seed last year. And D'Angelo Russell had an incredible breakout season also. So I think that kind of presence that he had, that positive impact on the Nets team, you saw how much fun they were having and also how good they were playing on the court. I think that if Kenny Atkinson can bring that kind of culture into Chicago, I think this Bulls team can be really something. We can be a solid playoff team in the coming years. So I believe if the Bulls get Kenny Atkinson, which it probably will happen, I think that's already another example of a really big change in the Bulls organization. So things are overall, to sum things up kind of right now, things are looking really good for the Bulls, and I'm super excited for the future. We have new leadership. We have a semi-new front office. We still have Reinsdorf, and he's not great, especially after the last dance. His reputation is gone. But he seems to be letting Karnisovas kind of control things, and I think that is a net positive. So having him doing a lot of the work, and I think having a new coach, hopefully Kenny Atkinson, having the number 4 pick and probably Denny Ajiva, the Bulls have a really good core, and we can really take this team to the next level. Are we going to be top teams in the NBA in the coming years? I don't think so. I think that the way things are right now, we are laying the groundwork for what could be a solid Bulls team that can make the playoffs and be competitive in the playoffs in the coming years. So I am super excited for the future. A lot of great things have been happening with this Bulls organization, and I just cannot wait to see what is next. Hopefully, we can get Giannis Antetokounmpo and Anthony Davis in the 2021 offseason. If we can just do that, then banner number 7 is on the rafters immediately. No question. Okay, I'm kind of kidding about the Giannis thing, but I mean, look, think about it though. If we could get Giannis, because the Bulls are eyeing him, because they know that his situation in Milwaukee isn't great. He's a great player, and the team is arguably the best in the NBA, but are they a championship team? Arguably not. So if Giannis isn't able to win a championship in Milwaukee, he's going to explore free agency for sure. And it doesn't hurt if the Bulls shoot their shot with him. So I think if the Bulls can get him, that would be great. I mean, that would be incredible. We could win a championship and things would be, the hope would be great. But I'm getting I'm getting way too ahead of myself. So I'm just going to end it here. All I'm going to say is things are looking good for the Bulls. We are already significantly better than we were last year. We're in a better place. And I cannot wait to see what happens this season, if we have a season. I still hope that this COVID thing settles down. It doesn't look like it right now. So please wear your goddamn mask so we can have a proper NBA season next year. Alright, with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching this video. This made no sense at all. I didn't write a script for this, and I was just rambling about my thoughts on the Bulls. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this kind of stuff. I kind of like this stuff more because it feels more authentic. I'm not just reading some bullshit off a script. I'm not preparing anything. I just record and go off the cuff. I like this kind of stuff. So if you guys want to see more of this stuff, then let me know in the comments. And yeah, I think that's going to be it. If you haven't already, please be sure to subscribe to the channel for more NBA content like this. Thank you guys for the continuous support, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.